All right, this lesson is on if you're given a table and then you're given another data point, what happens to the measures of central tendency, like the mean, median, mode, etc. Okay, so let's do an example and it'll make a little more sense. So this first problem, the table below shows the population of several cities. What would happen to the data set if Tinkerton with a population of 50,000 was added to the data? A says the standard deviation decreases, B, the interquartile range decreases, C, the range decreases, or D, the mean increases. Well, what I first want you to do is find the standard deviation, the interquartile range, the range and the mean with this table, and don't just ignore this Tinkerton with a population of 50,000 for now. So go to stat in your calculator, and you're going to put in just the numbers in the table. And pay attention to the number of zeros on each one. Okay, and I'm going to go to stat. Feel free to pause this if you need more time. Over to calc, choosing the first one. All right, and we're going to write down these numbers. Okay, so let's first write down what the standard, let's see if I can fix that a little better. All right, so we're first going to write down the standard deviation from the calculator. So remember that's SX, so it's 12309. Okay. Then we're going to find the interquartile range. So to get that, you do Q3 minus Q1. So let me go back to my calculator. I've got to scroll down for Q3 and Q1. So that's 30,000 minus 15,000. And that gives us 15,000. So that's the interquartile range. And then we have to find the range. Remember, that's max minus min. So the maximum is 40,000, the min is 500. When I subtract those, I get 39,500. And then the mean is the X with the bar over it all the way at the top, which is 21928. 21928. Okay. All right, so make sure you have those first four numbers written down. Then what you are going to do is go back to stat in the calculator, hit edit, and you're going to scroll down to the bottom of your list and type in this new number. 50,000 was now added to the data. Hit enter, stat, over to calc, choose this first one. All right, and so now we're going to look and see what happened. So now we're going to write down the new standard deviation. So remember that's SX, so it's 15112. And let's look at what A says. A says the standard deviation decreases. Well, that means goes down. From 12,309 to 15,112, did it go up or go down? It went up. So A is not the right answer. All right, let's look at the interquartile range. So that's Q3 and Q1. Q3 is 35,000, Q1 is 18,000, so I need to subtract those. Which gives me 17,000. So did that decrease? Nope, it increased. Okay, what about the range? The range is max minus min. So scroll down. Well, the maximum is now 50,000. and the minimum is 500. So that would give us 49,500. So that did not decrease either. And D says the mean increases. Let's see what our new mean is. Remember, that's X with the bar up top. So the mean is 25,437. All right, so this says the mean increase, which means to go up, which it did. So your answer is D. Okay. All right, number 2. The table below shows the population of several cities. What would happen to the data set if Toonieville with a population of 200 was added to the data? Okay, so once again, we need to put them in stat. Stat, calc, number 1. All right, and standard deviation, 1208. All right, I was going to try that, but I don't think it's going to work. Okay, 1208. All right, so that's the standard deviation. All right, the inner quartile range, Q3 minus Q1. So stat, calc. All right, Q3 is 3,000, Q1 is 1,500. When you subtract those, you get 1,500. Okay. The mean, that's X with the bar. So the mean, look up at the top, is 2183. And the last one, the range, max minus min. That's 4,000 minus 500, which is 3,500. All right, so now we go back to stat, add in 200. Stat, calc. And the new standard deviation is 1, 3, 3, 4. So let's read A. It says the standard deviation increase. That means to go up. From 1,208 to 1,334, it definitely goes up. So the answer is A. Okay. All right. Number 3. The table below shows the weight of several dogs at a kennel. Chaucer weighs 62 pounds. What is true if Chaucer is included in the data set? All right, I'm going to put these in my calculator, my handheld calculator, not the computer one. So go ahead and put them in stat on your own. And, all right, so I'm getting the mean to be 29.7. The range, which is max minus min, so that's 52 is your max, and your min is 15. When you subtract those, you get, let's see, 42, 37. Okay. The inner quartile range, Q3 minus Q1, so 45 minus 18. so 7, so 27. And the standard deviation, that's your SX, is 14. Okay. All right, so now let's go in and put in 62. So hit stat again, go to edit, and you're going to go down to the bottom of your list and type in 62, stat calc, first one, enter, enter, enter. All right, so the new mean X with the bar on top, is 33.75. So the mean increased. Okay, so A is your answer. All right, number 4. Delaware has an area of 2,000 square miles. What is true if Delaware is included in the data set? Okay, so go to stat on your own, type in these numbers. All right, so the mean is 31,000.4, sorry, 31.4, sorry. The range, max minus min, 59 minus 6 is 53. The inner quartile range, 54 minus 10, Q3 minus Q1. So inner quartile range, remember, is Q3 minus Q1. Okay, so 54 minus 10 gives you 44. And the standard deviation is SX. You got to scroll back up for that one. 23.7. Okay. All right. So now here's this one you really have to pay attention. Delaware has an area of 2,000 square miles. But if you'll look up here in the table, none of these were very big. And this is why. They were in thousands. So this really means 6,000. And this means 59,000. So in your calculator, instead of typing in 2,000, you just need to add 2 to the bottom of your list. Just a 2. But you got to stick with the same pattern. All right, your new mean is 28.1. So did the mean increase? No. Okay. All right, the range, max minus min, 59 minus 2 is 57. So did it decrease? Nope. Inner quartile range, Q3 minus Q1, so that's 54 minus 7.5. All right, that gives us 46.5. So did the range decrease? Nope. And the standard deviation is 24. So the standard deviation increased. So that one is D. Okay. All right, Kyle's test scores are as follows: 84, 92, 103, 76, 90, 96, 87, 91. If Kyle makes a 98 on his next test, which of the following would be true? The mean decreases, the range increases, the standard deviation decreases, their inner quartile range decreases. So this is the exact same type of problem. They're just not in a table. You still need to go to stat and put your numbers in: 84, 92, 103, 76, 90, 96, 87, 91. Okay, I am getting the mean to be 89.9. The range is max minus min, so 103 minus 76 gives you 27. The standard deviation is 8.0. And the inner quartile range is Q3 minus Q1, so 94 minus 84.5 gives you 8.5. Okay. All right, so now let's get our new numbers. So now I'm going to go back to stat, edit, and I will add 98 to the bottom of my list. All right, so the new mean is 90. Did it decrease? Nope. The range, max minus min, 103 minus 76 is 27, so it stayed the same. It didn't increase. The standard deviation is 7.9, so it decreased. So the answer is C. Okay. All right, the number of points scored by a football team in the first 8 games of the season are shown below. What would happen to the data distribution if the team scored 10, 14, 14 in their next 3 games? A, the mode would increase. B, the range would increase. C, the mean would increase. The data would remain the same because they have scored these amounts before. All right, so once again, we're going to go to stat, put in our numbers. 7, 14, 13, 7, 21, 35, 7, 10, and 14. You can pause if you need more time. All right, A says the mode. Remember, the calculator will not give you the mode. The mode is the one that occurs the most often. So let's look up at our list. We're going to have to do this one without a calculator. Which number in this list occurs the most often? Well, the answer is 7. It occurs 3 times. Okay. Now we can get the range from the calculator, max minus min. So 35 minus 7 is 28. And the mean is 14. Okay. All right, so now let's go back to stat. And this time you have to add to the bottom of your list 3 numbers, 10, 14, and 14. Okay. All right, stat, calc, first one. Okay, so again, the calculator won't give you the mode. The mode is the one that occurs the most often. And so remember, now we've got 10, 14, and 14 on our list. So before it was 7, that occurred 3 times. But if you pay attention, you now see that 14 occurs 4 times. So your mode is now 14. So did it increase? Yes. So your answer is A, and you don't have to do any further work on this problem.